I've been waiting, anticipating. This could finally be the end. Life's degrading, hope is fading. I could really use a friend. Remember when we got way too drunk? We said this is too fun, we could never go back to that. I miss the nights when I could feel young, thinking I was so strong. Now my light is faded like an old tap. Someone tell me this is not the best we're gonna get, 'cause I can't keep on living life with nothing but regret. Life is meant to be lived, but I can't afford it. They don't give a fuck about us down here. Even when you wanna party, you cannot get started when you don't got money for beer. I don't want to waste my time earning someone else's dollars and dimes. Life is meant to be lived, but I can't afford it. They don't give a fuck about us down here. Even when you wanna party, you cannot get started when you don't got money for beer. I don't want to waste my time earning someone else's dollars and dimes. I don't dollars and dimes. Hello. Welcome back to another stream. It's been a minute, but we are going to hop into some Ace Attorney investigations. Oh, I've downloaded so much shit. One sec. Where was this again? Here it is. I think I need to switch up my game input. Check. Yes. And let's see here. Just 1 minute. Waiting for it to pop up here. Any full screen application. Let's see how that works. Is this full screen? This application is not full screen, so that doesn't work at all. Sec. Cancel. Let's try this again. There it is. All right. There we go. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm not in frame. Bum, 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 bum. March 28th, 9:45 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office. Oh, yes. Thank you, Filled Robot. Hope you're having a magnificent Monday. Wow, the caption plugin that I use has had a massive update. It looks really clean. Oh, it can translate too. That's sick. Magnifique. Glad to hear that. 1202. I still can't believe what happened yesterday. It was terrible. The way those two treated you. Now let's cut to the chase. I'm here to clean up your mess, Edgeworth. The committee hereby decrees that Prosecutor Edgeworth be relieved of his duties and replaced by Prosecutor Winner. Here ends the verdict. Judge Gavelle and Mr. Winner certainly didn't mince their words, but that's not what concerns me right now. I'm more worried about the committee's reasons for doing what they did and what they might do next. I suspect it won't be good. Earth to Mr. Edgeworth, are you listening to me? Yes, of course. So this is it? You're giving up on the Bronco Knight case? No, I have no intention of doing any such thing. To walk away from the case would be to tacitly accept the committee's decision. The only problem is that I don't have the authority to continue investigating. Yes? What is it, Detective? I got some bad news, sir. Word down at the precinct is they just arrested somebody for Knight's murder. What? Do you know who it is? No, but I heard they're being held in the detention center. Maybe you could go talk to whoever it is. Good idea. Let's get down there, Mr. Edgeworth. Even without the authority to investigate, surely I can still pay a suspect an innocent visit. All right, we're on our way. Me too. I'll see you there, sir. But won't you be missed, Detective? Nah, everybody's busy in the prison going over this crime scene anyway. Good, then we'll see you shortly. Yes, sir. Come on, Kay, let's go. You got it. March 28th, 10:23 a.m. Detention Center, Visitors Room. Still no sign of them, huh? Indeed. Wait, this is just like last time. Please don't tempt fate like that. No, I can't. I just can't. Sure you can. I told you. It's just a pair of visitors. Sounds like someone really doesn't want to see us. No. Hey, just talk with them, please. But one of them's a prosecutor, right? Aren't they all super scary? All they do is stare at you, right into your soul. Ah, you must be the suspect in the... See? I told you. Kay, why is this man so flustered? Probably because you're being you, but I guess that's just how you are. Thanks for clearing up absolutely nothing. Hey, Mr. Suspect, you doing okay in there? We just want to have a little chat with you. No biggie, right? Who are you? I'm Kay Faraday, Mr. Edgeworth's trusty sidekick. It's just a part-time gig I'm doing while I take a break from my real job, though. Funny, I don't recall ever employing you. And that's Mr. Edgeworth. He is a prosecutor, but he's He's not gonna stare a hole into your soul or anything. Oh, please. Really? Really? Anyway, can you first please tell us your name? It's Saint. Simeon Saint. Well, nice to meet you, Simeon. You can call me Kay. Everyone else does. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, I would like to ask you a few questions if I may. Please, Simeon. We're trying to help you, I promise. Really? Thanks to Kay, it sounds like we might finally get some answers at least. Perhaps you could start by telling us a little about yourself. Who, me? But why would anyone want to know anything about me? I'm boring. I'm nothing, a nobody. Do you have a job? Well, it's hardly worth mentioning, really. I'm your average corporate pencil pusher, just like everybody else, honest. This is gonna take a while. About you and Mr. Knight. And just when I thought we were making progress, Kay. So, Simeon, did you know Mr. Knight? Come on, you can tell me. Bronco? Yeah, I knew him. We were friends. Interesting. I wonder if he knew that Knight had been arrested. And, did you know Mr. Knight had been arrested? Yeah, I even came to visit him. He came to see Knight? I wonder when that would have been. And when was that, Simeon? It was the day before yesterday, around lunchtime. I came as soon as I got the call from the cops. The police called him? Why? How come the police called you? They said Bronco asked them to, that he needed a favor. A favor? Uh-huh. He wanted me to bring him his chess set, the pocket-sized one. So I went by his place and then I came here. A chess set? A chess set? Is it just me, or is she getting better at stealing my thoughts? You do know everything you think is written all over your face, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I guess more like his midsection, but point taken, Kay. Yeah, I'm not a mind reader, just an expression reader. Amazing, right? Don't you just love having a sidekick as helpful as me? And have you read what my next move is going to be? I sure have read. Englishman. I sure have. There's something you want to show Simeon. Indeed. Let's present it to him and see what he has to say about it. Okay, but like, Kay is unironically really fucking good at this. Okay, this chess set, right? So, this chess set. Oh, that's the one I brought for Bronco. Well, that settles that at least. We, found it next to Mr. Knight. He always had to have a chessboard somewhere nearby. I'm not surprised he had it with him when he... Simeon, you and Mr. Knight, you were very close, weren't you? Yeah, we were best friends. At least, I thought we were. But I guess I was wrong about that. What do you mean? If I knew him so well, why was it such a shock for me to find out he had killed someone? It's not easy discovering that someone you're close to has committed a terrible crime. It's a very bitter pill to swallow indeed.
How could it all end like this? I could never have imagined something so awful.
Something's not right here, Mr. Edgeworth. There's just no way Simeon murdered Mr. Knight. Yes, he certainly doesn't seem to have an obvious motive. Then again, he wouldn't have been arrested for no reason either. I wonder what grounds they had for doing so. Why were you arrested, Mr. Saint? I just don't get it. Why won't he talk to me?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't.
Oh, he answered you, Mr. Edgeworth. I guess he's not scared of you anymore. Thank goodness for small miracles.
The cops burst into my house this morning out of nowhere. And before I knew it, I was here.
These policemen, was there a prosecutor with them?
Yes, some kid named DeWinter or something.
The rookie. I thought as much. So, did they interrogate you yet?
What? I'm gonna be interrogated? By the cops?
Well, yeah, I mean, you've been arrested. You're a suspect now.
No. Won't the detectives shout at me and threaten me? Oh, there are always these hulking guys, right? Who get in your face and force you to...
Detective Dick Gumshoe reporting for duty.
See? I told you. Please don't hurt me. Please don't crush me with those huge arms. No, please. I'm calling the cops.
What's up with this guy, Edgeworth?
Oh, nothing, Detective. You're just being you. I guess it's just how you are.
I don't get it, sir.
Look, Mr. Edgeworth, Simeon is clearly innocent. So there's gotta be something we can do for him, isn't there? Mr. Saint.
Yes?
You were Mr. Knight's friend, and 2 days ago you came to visit him. You had nothing at all to do with his murder, is my understanding, correct?
Yes, I didn't kill anybody.
Very well, then I will choose to believe you, and I will do what I can to assist you.
Huh? But why would you help a nobody like me?
Let's just say that I may not be doing it solely for your sake. I have something of a personal interest in this case.
That's right. It's payback time. We'll show those two whose investigation reigns supreme.
Oh, yeah. Now we're cooking.
Unfortunately, I still lack the authority to conduct said investigation. As such, my resources are rather limited, and I'll need to lean heavily on the ones I do have at hand. Which means you, Mr. Saint, your information will be invaluable going forward. In other words, let's see if we can't help one another out, shall we?
Oh, I just thought of something. Why don't you just borrow an attorney's badge? Then you could represent our pal here.
Now's not the time for jokes, Gummy. I mean, Mr. Edgeworth is a prosecutor. He couldn't defend anyone if his life depended on it.
But I wasn't kidding. I just thought, helping suspects. That's what a defense attorney does, you know?
Sure, but we can do that too. The only thing that matters is that we find the real culprit in the end. So come on, let's get to work.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure you know already, but just to be clear, if our investigation ultimately proves you to be the culprit, we'll have no choice but to treat you like any other suspect.
Eek.
But you needn't worry. I believe you, or at least I've decided to try, for now. Just hold tight and try to believe in us in return, if nothing else. It might help you feel a little less alone. Now, if you'll excuse me.
March 28th, 11:22 a.m. Detention Center Corridor.
So we talked a good game in there, but we can't even get back inside the main prison to see if to see the scene of the crime.
And maybe defending.
Maybe defending the guy in court is our best bet after all.
Gummy can't defend for his life, remember?
Well, who do we have here? Called that completely wrong. If it isn't Edgeworth in the gang, what are you cats doing here?
Listen, pal, if you come to harass Mr. Edgeworth again, I'll...
Hey, easy there, Detective Flatfoot Sholmes. I'm here to work.
Work? What, you're here to defend somebody?
Whoa, K-Meister nails it in one. Aren't you just the uber intelligence? Aren't you just the uber intelligence of the one of the bunch? Yeah.
Uber intelligence? That's not how you use either of those words, Fender.
Some may say I'm an easygoing old rogue about town, but I'm actually not a half-bad attorney. Which is why I've been summoned to the old jailer Rooney for a meeting with the new clients. The suspect is one Simon E. Sainsbury.
You mean Simeon Saint?
Wow, that's freaky. You know more about my job than I do.
Wait, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Fender's a defense attorney. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I fear I might be. In fact, it could be our only option. Not so long ago, I found myself embroiled in another case that wasn't mine. I managed to worm my way onto the crime scene by agreeing to be a certain someone's subordinate. Not an experience I ever wanted to repeat, but I fear I may have little choice. Fender,
Before you say another word, I just gotta point out the fine print. Eddie Fender doesn't take on associates. Say it ain't so, I hear you protesting, but Papa's prosecutors are a no-go. Especially those of the Von Karma variety.
I should have known he wouldn't forgive me that easily.
Alright.
I understand why you wouldn't want to work with someone like me. What's more, I understand how you feel about all things Von Karma. But please, believe me when I say, I'm not the man I was back then. I'm no longer under my old mentor's spell.
You better believe it, pal. Mr. Edgeworth's a changed man. Sure, he used to be the demon prosecutor, but he's not like that anymore.
I do have feelings, Detective.
Gummy's right. Mr. Edgeworth's one of the good guys now. He's not just a prosecutor, he's a hero. He got me off the hook just last month.
You don't say. Well, that escalated quickly.
But he was. There was no other word for it. He was heroic. Great thiefly, even.
Please, Fender,
don't you think there's something odd about the way the committee stepped in yesterday? There's more to this case than meets the eye. I'm certain of it. I can't just walk away from this. I can't. Please, allow me to help you with this investigation. Sheesh. A bow from the great Miles Edgeworth. Never thought I'd see the day, but here we are. So enlighten me, if you will. What made the leopard change his spots? Well, I suppose I would have to say the courtroom itself. I have experienced so many things and met so many people there within its four walls, including some old friends who showed me a better way to be. How could that not change a person? All right. Well, I'll be. The old you would never have bared his soul like that. That was beautiful. You might have even surprised you know who, and you know how much that takes. Tell you what, here's what you're gonna do. We're gonna start again with a clean slate. So, this is me.
Edgeworth & Co. Law Offices, Eddie Fender's senior partner.
Wait, what? Edgeworth & Co. Law Offices? Edgeworth? That's right. Mr. Fender here began his legal career as an assistant to my late father, Gregory Edgeworth. What? Your dad was a defense attorney? So the you-know-who Mr. Fender keeps talking about is... The clever K-Meister nails it in one yet again. That's right, I was talking about his old man. Guess you all noticed I keep his name over the door, so to speak. Least I could do for old Gregory, really. Listen, Edgeworth, Miles. I'm gonna level with you here. I don't trust you. Not fully, anyway. I can't just forget about all those years you spent licking Von Karma's boots, you know? Anyone can say they've changed. I'm gonna need you to prove it. Excuse me. And besides, you know what Gregory would have wanted. Very well, I accept. Okay, then that's enough hardball for one day. Let's move on to the fun stuff. I hereby appoint you interim associate of Edgeworth & Co. Congrats, man. I will try not to let you down. Well, doesn't this bring a tear to the eye? The prodigal son coming on board at his late father's firm. Permission to come on board too? Please, Mr. Fender? You don't even have to ask, kiddo. Welcome to the crew. Woohoo! Thanks, Captain. All right, I guess it's time to go to work. So, where to begin? Any bright ideas, Miles? Where were we when we were so rudely interrupted? Well, I guess it's safe to say that probably wasn't the victim. Indeed, it sounds more likely to have been the person who found his body. I believe we need to speak with the person who found the body. Just what I was thinking, eager associate. We do indeed. Still the type to smile and nod, I see. That'll certainly make my life easier, boss. Now that that's decided, let's get going.
What about me? I'm a detective. I can't just hop on board as an attorney's assistant like you guys.
He has a point. I can't leave him adrift all on his own now, can I? Detective Gumshoe, I have a special assignment for you. You are to continue investigating the case under Mr. Winter.
There we go. That's way better.
And if you happen to discover anything that seems useful, you are to notify me immediately. You're in a uniquely powerful position, Detective, and I'm going to need all the info you can pass our way.
You can count on me, sir. I'm a real pro when it comes to letting things slip to the defense.
Trust me, I know. But just this once, those loose lips of yours might be just what saves our ship. Well,
Throw wide the prison gates, good sirs, because we're here. Because here we come. March 28th, 11:50 a.m. Prison corridor. So, any idea how we tracked down whoever found the Bronxter's body, Miles?
I think our best bet would be to simply ask around.
Oh, don't you dare.
Oh, who's this? Fluffy ass coat.
Who is this? Excuse me, but
Oh my, just look at you. Are you talking to me? Just fabulously chic, darling. Fabulously. Facial hair is so very au courant, don't you think? Enchanté, mademoiselle. Much obliged. Defense attorney Eddie Fender at your service. Let's get things off on the right foot, shall we? A little embrasseur, perhaps. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Mwah. Right on the kisser. Well, how else does one greet a new friend? A little smooch is entirely de rigueur, don't you think?
wow, talk about stealing a kiss. Indeed, an act so shameless it puts even great thieves to shame.
Physical contact is so very important as a form of expression for our little family. Everyone in this lovely home will tell you as much. Hey, if everyone else is hip to that, I can be hip to that too, sure. Fifi Lagarde, by the way, warden of this charming abode. You may call me Fifi, of course.
So she's the warden of the entire detention center and prison facility?
Is she?
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Lagarde. Miles Edgeworth. I'm an associate with Mr. Fender's practice. I hope you don't mind me asking, but were you here in the prison yesterday?
Oh, don't be silly, darling. Of course I was. Yesterday was a very important day, after all.
Important in what way exactly? A big meeting of some kind, perhaps?
A meeting? Oh, heavens, no. I couldn't think of anything worse. No, yesterday the circus came to visit. It was simply spectacular. It was a simply spectacular event featuring some terrifically talented animals. anyone who is anyone had to be there. If you were here at home, if you were here at home, you were watching the show with me. The performers set up a special stage in the yard just for us. We are one very lucky family, n'est-ce pas?
So she was at this circus performance for the inmates yesterday morning. Mr. Carcerito mentioned a show yesterday as well. He must have been talking about the same thing. What time did this show take place?
From around 8 until 10, maybe. Yeah, something like that.
Meaning it finished right around when the body was discovered. And by dint of having attended the show, she was a reasonably solid alibi.
Oh, would you look at the time? Sorry, darlings, but I really must dash. Feel free to explore our home. Mi casa, su casa, and all that. Ciao for now.
Alright.
Well, what now, Mr. Edgeworth?
The person who found the body screamed, and that scream was heard by one inmate that we know of. Therefore, our first task is to question this inmate and see where his information will take us next. About the person who found the body, do you happen to know where he is right now?
Should be in one of the workshops, I guess. Usually is at this hour.
And then it seems the workshops are our next port of call.
Ba-da-da-da.
Do you have a moment? We have a few questions for you.
Aw, who's a good girl? You are. You're just perfect. She really is. She's beautiful.
Meow. He's finally noticed me, I think. I was wondering.
What's her name? It's Waggy, ma'am. She's my little friend.
Yes, right. As you were then, when I need our answers, not clawful puns.
Hello? Anybody in there?
Nice try, kiddo, but this isn't a bathroom stall. Yo, you there. Could you help us out, my good man? Yes, sir. What can I do for you? Is somebody using this workshop right now? Yes, sir. One of the prisoners is in there. Just confirmed it myself during the noontime roll call.
We'd like to speak to that prisoner if that's all right.
Sure, I'll go fetch him right now. Won't take a sec. This one's all yours, Milesy boy.
What? Why?
Let's just say I'd rather not roll the dice on someone I don't know, yeah?
Huh. And I thought adults were all supposed to be strong and brave.
Well, you're not looking so brave yourself right now, so let's call it even.
Here they come.
Hello, hello. Yes, hello. I hear you wish to speak with me. This guy looks so familiar. Is this the dude from like one of the first cases? I recognize like the bindi or birthmark. I'm not sure if that's something he put on or if he was born that way.
And not exactly the hardened criminal we were expecting, is he? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a public prosecutor.
A prosecutor, you say?
Eddie Fender, attorney at law.
What happened to being too scared to handle this?
Listen, sorry about my pal here. He gets the weirdest ideas. Prosecutor, indeed. That'll be the day. He's actually just an associate. Jeez, Miles, get a grip, will ya?
He's right. I mustn't forget that I'm a defense attorney's assistant for the time being.
Ah, that explains it. I did think you looked a little different from the prosecutor I spoke with yesterday.
So he's already spoken to Winner. Would you mind answering a few questions?
No, of course not. I'd be delighted. It is Frank Saw It. Okay. I thought he looked familiar. The name Saw It. Frank Saw It. The witness is all yours, my young associate.
Sure, have the intern do everything. Why not? Mr. Saw It, you are no doubt aware that a murder took place yesterday. Would you mind telling us where at the time the body was found?
Yes, I was in the workshop there, working as one might expect.
What kind of work were you doing?
Well, I'm actually retraining at the moment. I'm hoping to become a stylist, you see. A pet stylist, that is. Yes, so I've been studying hard and practicing every moment I can.
An unusual field of study befitting an unusual prison, I suppose.
And that's it. I certainly didn't see anything.
Interesting. I've barely asked him anything at all, and he's already sweating bullets.
Indeed, the lady doth protest too much. So, yes, I'm afraid I won't be any help to you. Sorry.
No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Saw It, for this interview has only just begun.
I mean, even if you were to ask me,
You know something, don't you?
That's...
He's definitely hiding something. I'll need to push him a little harder if I'm going to get any answers. The first step is to analyze the situation. Let's take a look at our opponent.
I didn't see anything. I really can't help you, I'm afraid.
Something tells me he'd be a good poker player, and it's hard to tell much at all from his face. And I don't think he'll be giving me much in the way of physical cues either. I'll have to rely solely on his words instead. That's the only way I'll know what's going on underneath. Alright, time to make my first move. Let's see who we're dealing with here. He may be good at hiding his emotions, but everyone has a tell. Tell me, what's your connection to this incident?
Which incident? The murder? Nah, dude, the E. coli outbreak. Oh, well, it has nothing to do with me at all. Nothing.
Really?
I wouldn't dream of getting involved in anything as ghastly as that. Well, you see, how can I put this? I see you only have one glove. I like to think of myself as an upstanding citizen. A good person, if you will. If you don't have anything to ask me, I do need to be going.
Perhaps a little more proactivity is called for.
Okay. A boom boom.
Forgive me, Mr. Saw It, but under normal circumstances, good people do not tend to end up in prison.
Well, I think there's a little more nuance in it than that. That's...
So you do well to tell me what you know about the incident.
How many times do I have to tell you people? I don't know anything, I swear.
Surely you've noticed, Mr. Saw It, that I have you exactly where I want you.
Really, it seems to me you're just wasting time. Okay. Okay, and then we bide our time. Sorry, I don't know what more to say, but I can't help you.
My apologies, Mr. Saw It. But considering that the incident occurred right here in the prison, I find it very hard to believe you know nothing at all.
Oh, well, yes. I suppose I can see how it might seem unlikely, but it's true. If you're looking for the person who found the body, you'll have to look elsewhere.
Why do you think I'm looking for the person who found the body? I certainly never mentioned any such thing to you. Is it because you do know something you're not telling me after all?
Got him. No, I just sense that's who you might be looking for, that's all. I'm simply a pet stylist in training. I don't know anything, truly.
There's no doubt about it now. This man is hiding something big. In which case, let's find out what he did yesterday, the day of the incident. My opponent is very good at hiding his true feelings, but not for long.
Hey, I am. What's good, Skatemint? Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. We back in action like Looney Tunes.
It's time to smash that mask of his and see what lurks behind that phony smile. Tell me about the day of the incident. If you really don't...
I'm good. I'm good. And yourself?
If you really don't have anything to do with the murder, then you have nothing to hide, right?
I'm fine like Apollo Justice. Oh wait, you're not gonna get that yet. No, but we'll get there. We're on our way. Well, the day of the incident? Oh gosh, I mean, so much happened. What were you doing?
I want to know what you were doing, Mr. Saw It, in detail.
Oh damn, Mr. Sod is back too. Yeah, for real. Ain't seen this dude in a minute. I told you, I'm a pet stylist in training. And that's what I was doing yesterday. Training. Specifically, I was giving the animals a trim.
You didn't notice any commotion at the time of the incident? I would imagine things were suddenly quite tumultuous around here.
Well, commotion, you say? No, not really. Maybe I heard someone, but... we haven't seen this guy since... Oh, wait, this is timing me. One sec. We haven't seen this guy since the very first case, Phoenix Trilogy. I almost forgot about him. Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought he might have had a cameo since then, but it's definitely been a hot minute. That makes sense that it hasn't been, like, the very beginning. Because, yeah, he was we locked him up in the first case. So, funny seeing him here. I love a good callback like that, honestly.
You heard someone. Was this someone screaming by any chance? And don't try to tell me you don't remember. You continue to assert that you know nothing about the incident, Mr. Saw It, but I'm afraid I don't believe a word of it.
Gah! No, I thought I heard someone yelling, but I don't really remember.
The fact that he heard a scream at the time of the murder may well prove to be a useful clue. I would do well to bear it in mind. Tell me about the day of the incident. If you really don't have anything to do with the murder, then you have nothing to hide, right?
Well, the day of the incident? Oh gosh, I mean, so much happened. How are things in the prison, mayhaps?
What was it like here in the prison yesterday morning?
Isn't he in jail now? I just joined and only now noticed he returned. Apparently he is now a pet stylist, at least that's what I read from Bro, yeah. So he is in prison, and in prison he's training to be a pet stylist. This is a weird prison. After this interaction, you'll see as I walk around, there's like a miniature horse
and a parrot and shit around. So it's a little weird here.
What was it like here in the prison yesterday morning?
I really don't remember. I don't have the best memory, I'm afraid.
Time to deploy my clue. You don't remember? Please. You literally just confirmed that you heard a scream.
A parrot? Polly, why'd they throw you in jail? Yeah. No, I was kind of wondering if it was going to be Polly as well, but I think it's a different parrot. That'd have been really funny, though, if Polly did something, got locked up. Oh, but I might have been mistaken. The truth is, I really don't remember.
Your memory fails you yet again. How convenient. But I know you're lying, Mr. Saw-It.
How dare you talk to me like... I mean, I'm not lying.
Surely you've noticed, Mr. Saw-It. Ah,
Fuck, we're gonna have to go through all this again. Bum, bum, bum. You said you heard a scream. All right. And then this is time to bide time. Look, if you must know, when I'm working with the animals and I get into the zone, they're all I see.
Am I to understand you have something of a talent for animal grooming then?
Well, my scissor technique could use a little work, but I'd say I'm quite good with the animals. They seem to like me. I'm especially good at calming them down when they get scared.
Scared? And when exactly do they get scared? Surely it doesn't happen very often.
Oh, well, that's... No, thankfully it doesn't. Got him.
A loud scream would certainly frighten the animals, wouldn't it? Why are you going to such lengths to deny having heard the scream? What is it you're hiding, Mr. Saw-It? Tell me.
I can assure you I'm not hiding anything. I'll admit I did really hear somebody scream. Mr. Hiding It, yeah, exactly. But I'm not hiding anything, I promise.
The mask is finally beginning to crack. Now to shatter it completely by asking about the scream itself in more detail. I am afraid you're about to learn a painful lesson, Mr. Saw-It. That hiding things from me never ends well for my opponents. When did you hear this scream?
Oh, wait, now I remember. I forgot about the show. They put on a show for us prisoners around the time of the incident, you see. Yes, performing animals, if I remember rightly. That's where I was in the morning.
So now you wish to claim that you didn't hear a scream because you were at the show? You do realize that goes completely against everything you've told me so far.
And what are you gonna do about it, huh? That is, my memory is patchy, as they say. Oh wait, this is a timed thing? I didn't know Ace Attorney was owned by Telltale. Yeah, in certain parts it's timed. It's not too bad though. They give you like plenty of time. Let's see. The animal show really had to be seen to be believed.
It did it? Tell me, what kind of animals did you see?
Let me think. A whale? If you're gonna lie, you gotta do better than that, bro. You think they brought a whale to the prison? Bro said, yeah, they just stuck him in a little fishbowl, you know? I wonder where my guy Kev may be. I'm not sure. I'm sure he's up to something awesome. But I'm sure he'll be back around at least by the time we start Apollo Justice.
Enough of your lies. You were nowhere near the show, were you?
A whale, bro is just bluffing at this point for real. Like, he could have said tiger. That would have been believable. Well, I seem to remember being there, but maybe I was, maybe I wasn't.
It's clear Mr. Saw It wasn't at the show. This feels like a vital clue. Who did you hear screaming?
Well, wait, I just realized I made a mistake. When the incident happened, I was out in the yard, yes. So I didn't hear anyone screaming, no one at all.
Time to deploy my clue. How long were you planning to keep up these lies? I already know that you weren't at the show.
Gah!
The game is up, Mr. Saw It. It's high time you told me the truth. I demand to know about this scream, now.
I can't tell you what I don't know. I didn't hear any scream. Not from the person who found the body.
How curious. Most people would assume that the scream had come from the victim. So then why do you think it came from the person who found the body,
Gah! I made a mistake, that's all.
How, Mr. Saw It? How did you know that it was the person that found the body who screamed?
It's, I can tell it's been a while since I've seen the investigation streams. Why is there chess in Ace Attorney? Yeah. This is a new mechanic in these that they've introduced in the sequel. I have mixed feelings about it. On one hand, it expedites certain aspects of the gameplay. On the other hand, I don't know, it's just something about it doesn't quite work for me. I haven't been able to like pin down what exactly about it that doesn't click. But yeah, it's not quite what I'm looking for.
You knew because it was you who found the body. And the scream that was heard when the incident occurred didn't come from the victim. It came from you.
How did you? It's true, I admit it, but what gives you the right to treat people like this?
Checkmate.
Right has the psyche locks, Edgy has chess. You can tell Edgeworth is always the logical one. For sure, for sure. Mind chess, checkmate.
And now that we've established that you were the one who found the body, Mr. Saw It, I believe you've lost any standing you might have had to withhold your cooperation.
All right, you win. But I'm sure I won't have anything useful to tell you. It probably isn't even worth your time.
That's not for you to decide. By my hand, the truth will be revealed. Every decision I make is to ensure that end.
Except that's not exactly what we're here to do, is it?
What do you mean?
We're not trying to expose the truth. We're trying to save Simeon. Oh, it's called mind chess. Makes sense that Edgy's seeing through people's lies like playing a game of chess. This mechanic is kind of like the psyche locks in a way. True, true. I think the more I think about it, I think my main issue is that these sections just tend to go on a little too long for my taste. But yeah, I like that it's timed because it's a little snappier. I think what they need to do is ramp up the speediness of it. Because I feel like it's an effort to speed up the interrogation segments and reduce that. And I think it does an all right job of that. I think they just got to kind of refine it a little more and ramp up the tempo even more. But yeah, something about it. I think that's what it is. But there's something about it that doesn't quite click for me.
That's what we do now, remember? We work to get our client out of trouble.
Not as a prosecutor, but as a defense attorney's assistant.
But yeah, I guess the psyche locks were their first time where they're like, okay, we're gonna reduce these interrogation segments. So it's definitely interesting to see their progression. It's something that they've been trying to refine for a while. I wonder if there'll be another iteration of that in Apollo Justice. Well, the K-Master said, you need to listen to the kid more, you know? The psyche locks were freaking crazy. Yeah. I liked the psyche locks because you used evidence and broke through their lies. I really did like that. Yeah. This doesn't work quite as well for me with the psyche locks, and I think it's mostly because it's so rhetorically based. Like, it's based around the verbal arguments so much. And as your old man always said, your relationship with your clients comes before everything else. I could tell you since I'm in Apollo Justice, but I don't want to spoil. If you want to know, go ahead and ask away. I'll just wait. We'll get there soon enough. So if you think Mr. Saint's well-being is taking a back seat to some quest for the truth, well, let's just say I don't like to fire people, so I need you to fight against your instincts a little harder, yeah? This will take some getting used to. In any case, the importance of this man's testimony remains unchanged. Therefore, Mr. Sawit, I'm going to ask once more, what happened when you found the body? I was in that workshop there by myself, practicing what I'd learned. I don't remember how, but I found myself in front of the door to the other workshop. I happened to peek in through the little window, and then I saw him lying there. A man, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself screaming in sheer terror. Let me get this straight. The room you were in is next to the one where the corpse was found. Yes, that's right. I was in Workshop B. And you were there the whole day? Yes, from the 7 a.m. roll call onwards. There are 3 roll calls a day, you see. 7 a.m., noon, and 9 p.m. And they check who's in the workshop during the roll call, correct? That's right. Nothing was reported to be amiss at 7 a.m., which means that Knight's body wasn't in the workshop yet at that point in time. Guess that means the murder took place after 7 a.m.
Which puts it right around the time the show was happening.
Yes, the show. I remember the other prisoners going to see it. And therefore, anybody who wasn't at the show has no alibi. Would that be a fair assessment, Mr. Sawit? I guess so, but I only found the body, I swear. There's a clear contradiction in Mr. Sawit's testimony. Rooting it out should be my first priority. I was in that workshop there by myself practicing what I'd learned. I don't remember how, but I found myself in front of the... Yeah, that's really strange. And then I saw him lying there, a man not moving dead. I quailed in fright, found myself screaming in sheer terror. Okay. And let's evaluate our information. See, this is the disadvantage of having a gap after playing a game, is I can't remember all the evidence. Okay, that's not too helpful. Found in the victim's body. Some of these were being stored in Workshop A. This doesn't say which he was found in, which is unfortunate. Only one was found at the crime scene. through the little window. Let's press. Let's tease it out. What exactly were you practicing? How to be a pet stylist, of course. I'm a model prisoner, after all.
So he keeps saying.
I don't remember how, but I found my... Yeah, that needs some further explanation.
You found yourself there? Really?
That's right, and then I found myself peeking through the little window in the door.
Why did you think to do that?
Gosh, I don't know. I just found myself doing it, really.
You clearly weren't concentrating on your work then.
No, that's not true. I'm a model prisoner. It's just all the other prisoners had gone to watch the show. I guess I was, well, kind of lonely.
Like being stuck at school after everybody else has gone home, huh?
Yes, exactly like that. Anyway, I found myself in the front door to the other workshop and I happened to peek through the little window.
Does that mean you didn't get a good look inside?
No, I couldn't. The window was not only small, but it had bars over it, you see. Not exactly a panoramic view.
They're just so guards can check what's going on, right?
That's right, yes. You're a very knowledgeable young lady.
You bet. I guess you could say I know a little something about prisons now, too. I'll have to remind myself to address this newfound interest later.
Anyway, yes, I peeked in through the little window in the workshop door. And then I saw him lying there.
Could you tell right away if it was a man or a woman?
It was clearly a man. His physique, his clothes. It was also very clear that he was dead.
You could tell just by peeking through the little window?
Look, let's just say this wasn't my first dead body.
What? You mean you're in prison for?
To my eternal shame, yes. This was, however, the first time I had seen another person's handiwork up close, so I quailed in fright and found myself screaming in sheer terror.
Do you recall how exactly you screamed? Any words you might have used?
No, I only remember that I screamed. Folks don't tend to remember much when they're busy crying out in terror, Miles. Exactly, so yes, I screamed. That's all I can remember.
He presents himself as an innocent bystander, but nothing could be further from the truth. Given what he is, things could have happened as he claims. The contradiction in his testimony is as clear as day. I just need to present the evidence that proves it.
Wait, what is that he said? I read that and did not process it at all. Let's try this. Well, that's not it. Okay. How did he just like find himself in front of it though? Because that's the part that feels fishy. Remember, if the music stops, you know you chose right. Yeah, that's for sure, for sure. Discovered on top of Knight's body. Does this mean the victim was tied up? Let's see. Stained with blood and mud. Chessboard. It belonged to Knight. Colorful tarp. this, right? This has to be it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that was a little more obvious than I thought. Like, yeah, naturally he can't just like move about the prison freely. That's, yeah, obviously.
Enough of these pathetic lies, Mr. Sawit. I'm afraid you've rather lost sight of what you are.
What I am? I know precisely what I am. I'm a former newspaper salesman who's training to be a pet stylist.
But that's not all you are, is it? Or did you forget the bracelet you wear around your wrist? A bracelet that marks you as a prisoner and therefore unable to move around as you please. As we both know, stepping outside that door would have sounded an alarm.
Well, that's...
But there's no way you could have looked into the other workshop without leaving the room you were in.
Gah! Oh-wee! Stylishly done, Edgeru.
But doesn't this mean that Mr. Sawit couldn't have found the body then? Good question, Kay. Perhaps Mr. Sawit himself can explain.
I'll mostly be lurking, so if you don't see me in chat as often, you'll know. I don't like to lurk in radio silence, so I just announce it. Hey, no worries, appreciate that. Happy lurking. So, actually, I may have forgotten to mention one very important detail. Sorry about that. I can explain exactly how I was able to see the body if you like.
By all means, go ahead.
There's a little trick we prisoners know about, you see. As long as you leave your bracelet inside the door, you can lean on it. You can lean out without triggering the alarm. That's how I was able to peek through the window and into the workshop next door. Bro. Listen, you lanky, but you ain't that lanky. Inside, I spotted the victim's dead body, which made me scream in fright.
So he's saying he was able to take a look next door because he had kept his arm inside Workshop B as he leaned out.
Please don't tell anyone about our little trick. Especially not the guards. Please.
Is this it? Is this all he was hiding? I'd better dig a little deeper into his testimony, just in case.
Yeah, he's full of shit. Let's see. As long as you leave your bracelet inside the door, you can lean out without triggering the alarm. That's how you were able to peek through. That doesn't make any sense. Inside, okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think, because I don't believe him when he says that he just leaned out. That seems highly implausible. But I'm not sure the right the right angle to like disprove that. Let's see.
Hold it!
I suppose this allows you to enjoy a little taste of freedom. It does. Yeah.
Hold it!
Why'd you make so much of an effort to take a look? Well, you see, I heard noises coming from next door, and that room was supposed to be empty, so I thought it was strange.
And you went to look as soon as you heard these noises?
Yes, of course. I had to see what was going on, so I went right away.
I see.
Are there any problems with what Mr. Sawit just said?
Yes.
Right.
You got him quaking in his boots, Mr. Edgeworth.
Mr. Sawit, tell us the truth about what you saw. You do, of course, have the right to remain silent, but it will do little to dispel the notion that you were somehow involved in this crime.
I'm sorry. I did see something else, but it's too insane to believe. I really thought I might have dreamt it. That's why I wasn't sure if I should mention it.
Just tell us what you saw.
All right. It was that dog. And what I saw is the stuff of nightmares. That huge black dog had sunk its terrible teeth into the victim's throats.
What did you just say?
It was hellish, utterly hellish. That beast, that awful beast, he killed him. Suddenly I don't feel so good.
Jeepers creepers. That's awful. Talk about traumatizing.
It was dreadful, horrible. Now you know why I couldn't help but scream.
So there's a man-eating dog in the prison's animal population, is there? Black dog that I jotted down in my organizer.
And that really is everything. I promise. You believe me, don't you?
For now. This one seems too far-fetched a lie, even for you. I'd like you to append what you just told us to your testimony, if you don't mind.
Very well. Inside, I spotted the victim's dead body, which made me scream in fright.
Hold it!
You're sure this black dog was biting the victim's throat?
I know the issue here. He wasn't moving at all. He was just lying there.
Meaning he was already dead.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so it does appear that he was bleeding from the neck.
Hold it!
Front receipt, let's see. Oh no.
You won't. Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's all your fault for pressing him for more gory details.
I'll be having nightmares tonight myself. It's all still so fresh in my memory. It featured a snowflake motif in the relief. Interesting. You can't see his ring.
Objection!
A ring with a snowflake relief.
Yes, I saw it clear as day. It was carved in such fine detail.
Interesting. Your testimony is certainly very accurate. In fact, I'd say it's a little too accurate.
And what's wrong with being too accurate?
I mean this. You testified to having seen a ring with a snowflake design on it. And while the victim did indeed have a ring on his finger,
See, exactly as I said.
there is no way you could have seen it. Take a look
Look at his photograph.
As you can see, the victim's right hand was covered by a tarp. It would have been impossible for you to see his ring, let alone what design was on it.
The Nickelback reference. I couldn't resist.
Unless, that is, you approached the body and removed the sheet. You told us earlier you only took a look through the window in the door. Yet you seem to have seen quite a lot from such a disadvantaged location, Mr. Sawit.
Who the heck do you think you are, huh? Mr. Big Shot, acting like you know it all. I mean, I saw what I saw, I swear. Oh, I know. The man's arm, it must have moved under that top after I peeked in.
Nonsense. You already told us that can't have been the case.
Right. When people said, look at this photograph in any Ace Attorney game, I would just start singing freaking Nickelback. I feel like everyone knows that song, even if you're not a Nickelback fan. Literally the only song I know from them. Yes. No, that's 100%. 100%. I think that it helps that it was like such a meme that everyone knows the meme at least. Oh man. Now I'm thinking of the meme edits like, look at his graph. People had such a fun time with that song. I almost like, you know, as a musician, and I'm sure you can relate too, honestly, like I'd be okay with a song of mine going viral in that way. Like, I don't even care if people really engage in my art in like the way that I necessarily intended for them to, as long as it's not like something fucked up, you know? I think it would just be cool to see people fuck with something I made like that. Like, I'm sure Nickelback doesn't mind all the money they made, that's for sure. Plus, they got some, like, amazing guitar tones. No lie, no lie. But yeah, that would be a dream, honestly, having something go viral like that, even if it's silly as hell. Ooh-wee! Is that the stench of eau de desperation I smell?
What are you hiding, Mr. Sawit? Tell us.
No, you're wrong. I know what I saw. Ah! Oh my God. You couldn't let it go, could you? Had to keep on poking and prodding. You slimy, two-bit associate attorney.
It seems the real Mr. Sawin has finally revealed himself.
Yeah, for sure. At least for me in the music scene, the word overrated doesn't exist. Songs are popular for a reason. Just because a song is very viral doesn't mean it's overrated or you're a fake fan for only knowing said song. Yeah, no, 100%. I think that, like, if you are affected by art, that's valid, you know? I think we put too much thought into this stuff. And I think part of it is the way it's been commodified, that, like, we have to, like, quantify the value of everything in some sort of, like, objective way, when really that just doesn't matter. If it makes you feel something, it has value. And I think it really is just that simple.
Came straight at you like some kind of flying black cat.
Look, I'm just a sweet, innocent witness here.
But are you really? Because I must say, I have doubts. Very serious doubts.
What's that supposed to mean?
You saw something that should have been impossible to see from outside the workshop. So how did you do it? That's simple. Mr. Sawit, this is where you were standing when you saw the body.
Take that!
You were in the same room as the body. That's the only way you could have seen the relief on the ring.
Say what you want, but you don't have a shred of evidence, do you? Nothing to prove I was in the room with the body anyway. You can't prove it, can you? Because I was in the next room over, minding my own business and looking after the animals. Why else would I have signed out a pair of rubber gloves? For fun? Now put up or shut up. I want to see evidence that proves I was in the room.
Take that!
Easy. I mean, they basically telegraphed that one.
Remind me, Mr. Sawit, what were you doing when you discovered the body?
How many times do I was practicing my pet styling techniques.
Of course, then perhaps this rubber glove might mean something to you.
That's...
This glove was found by the victim's body. I believe it was dropped by the killer. And I can't help but notice that you have a similar glove tucked into your apron.
No, this one's different.
Hold it!
Yes, that one does seem awfully lonely, doesn't it?
It's just a rubber glove. There are hundreds of them all over the prison. This doesn't prove anything.
Not yet, perhaps, but if I were to ask the police to check this glove for prints, I have a feeling the results would be rather fascinating. Got him. It's over.
Objection!
What the? That was a pretty rad objection, am I right? Please, Fender, now is not the time for tomfoolery.
But I have a legit objection, because this isn't over.
There's something that still doesn't make sense. Our man here's a prisoner, right? And he's got one of those bracelet doohickeys on.
That's true. How could he have left the workshop in the first place? His bracelet would have triggered the alarm if he tried.
Right, we don't have a good explanation for that yet.
Use the dog.
Well, anything you'd like to share, good buddy? We're all friends here. That's weird. He should be clinging onto that bracelet like the big round lifesaver it is.
In what way?
As in, it's the best hope of our wig-flinging friend here has for getting off the hook for murder. Sorry, can't get into the crime scene with the bracelet on. If it was me, I'd be arguing that for my life. And yet, he hasn't said a peep about it. I wonder why that might be. The sound of silence. I suppose Ms. Law Priestess did preach that silence is golden yesterday, too.
Whoa! You sounded like an actual attorney for a second there, Mr. Fender.
The worst of times are when lawyers calmly show our biggest smiles. Gregory taught me that. It was part of the attorney's code he lived by. So, friend, what's the dealio? Why so coy about your bracelets?
Well, to tell you the truth, it's broken.
Broken?
I fell over a little while back, you see, and hit it on the floor. After that, it didn't seem to set the sensors off anymore. I should have told the guards about it, I know, but, well, it was awfully convenient.
I see, so your bracelet is broken. But do they really break that easily? If so, then this prison has a serious security problem. You there, could we have a moment?
Aw, our Muge is the cutest.
Ahem.
Meow, how can I help you, sir?
This prisoner's bracelet appears to be broken.
What? Really?
That's not good. I'll get someone to find a replacement right away. Thank you. We'll keep hold of the broken one for the time being.
Of course, sir. I trust you'll take good care of it. I thought that guard was Mike Meekins for a second. I do remember Meekins.
Meekins is hilarious. I love when he makes appearances. I also like doing his voice. Sweet. Bracelet sorted. Now to turn our murderer in, yeah? What? No, I didn't kill anybody. Whoa there, Palio. You were the one who said your bracelet was out of commission. Or were there other inmates freely roaming the halls while everyone was busy watching the show? No, I just found the body. That's all, I promise. And when I did, that enormous dog still had its mouth wrapped around the poor man's neck. I only went into the workshop after the beast had left. And why did you go in? Well, oh, fine. I wanted to go through his pockets, okay? He was going to rob the corpse? That explains why he remembers Knight's ring in so much detail.
Hey, why are you looking at me like that? I'm a great thief. I'd never stoop so low as to steal from a...
Well, I didn't steal anything either. The show ended just after I'd entered the room, and all the other inmates came trickling downstairs thereafter. Okay, but not stealing because you didn't have the opportunity is not the same as not doing it because it's wrong. Especially from a corpse. Damn, bro. I panicked, rushed back to the other workshop, and started my fake screaming. And dropped the gloves in your haste, huh? I guess this all just about hangs together. Anything smell funky to you, Miles? Other than whether Mr. Sod is the one who did it, I'd say one very significant question still remains. The question of how Knight made it into the prison proper from his holding cell in the detention center. Oh yeah, that one's a doozy. I also can't help but wonder about another key feature of Mr. Sawit's testimony. That dog's involvement can only mean one thing. Mr. Sawit!
Yes, what is it?
Were you the only prisoner who didn't go to watch the show?
Excuse me. Well, no. There was one other who didn't.
Am I right in thinking that this person couldn't have watched the show even if he'd wanted to?
Yes. How did you...
I knew it. I had my suspicions when we first ran into that black dog yesterday, but this confirms it. For a criminal that dangerous to end up in a place like this is unbelievable. But where is this person's cell?
You're going to see him?
Who are we talking about here?
Him. He's not like the other prisoners, you know. He's special. He gets treated like royalty. But you didn't hear that from me. All I'll say is, if you value your life, you'll stay well away from him.
What? Will you please stop trying to scare us all the time?
The big cheese, huh? Well, I for one definitely value my life, so that sucks.
They keep him in maximum security. Which is over there.
Maximum security. Well, that's certainly one way of treating someone differently.
All right, quit being so mysterious and tell us who he is already.
Let's just say he's highly skilled when it comes to people's lives. Better than anyone, in fact. And that's all I'm prepared to say on the subject. In fact, I may have already said too much. It's Officer Meekins. No? Oh, you've come to see me in prison finally.
Well, Milesy, anything you care to share, or are you going to leave Kay and I in the dark here too? The mystery man in maximum security is an old acquaintance. Let's go pay him a visit. I suspect we'll find our dark canine friend there too. March 28th, 12:41 p.m. Prison maximum security.
Oh, it's pitch black in here. I can't see a thing.
But didn't you say that the Yatagarasu takes flight even in the dead of night or something?
Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine the light of righteousness on the world's blight. That one is me, for I am the great thief, Yatagarasu.
Whoa, you're one powerful performer.
Thanks, but that doesn't help me see in the dark. I'm a human, not a three-legged raven.
Whoa. Okay then. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. That voice. I knew it. It has been far too long. You remember me? I could hardly forget now, could I? After all, you are the one who put me away.
Mr. Edgeworth? Are you talking to that dog?
Or is there someone else in there? Still can't see a dang thing. Oh, but I am forgetting myself. Forgive me. I do not often receive visitors. One moment, I will turn on the lights. You are a heavy-footed lot. Am I right in thinking there are 3 of you in all? Very well. Perhaps we should start by introducing ourselves. I am Bodhidharma. Bodhidharma Canis. Why is bro's head shaped like that? I don't know. I was wondering the same thing. He reminds me of the aliens from that one Indiana Jones movie with Shia LaBeouf. As you may have gathered, Mr. Edgeworth and I are old acquaintances. Or the xenomorphs, right? That's what they're called in Alien. Canis was a notorious assassin. Some knew him as the Blind Butcher. His only weapons were a vicious hunting hound and a fearsomely sharp knife. His appearance was always announced by the sound of bells. He does look like an alien, yeah! The last sound his victims would ever hear. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, am I to guess why you've come to see me? You know why I'm here. In fact, I'm willing to bet you know every detail of the sordid little affair already. Then I suppose we have nothing to hide from one another. Bull? Your faithful canine friend is currently the chief suspect in a murder investigation. The person who found the body saw a dog with its mouth around the victim's throat. Your witness is mistaken. Helmut is a gentle soul. He is my eyes and nothing more. It is absurd to think that he would do such a thing. Isn't it, boy? Yes, it is. You're a good boy, aren't you? Helmut is more than a seeing eye dog, and he's certainly no good boy. He's also a trained killer. A weapon once used in this man's sordid trade. This witness of yours, he's trustworthy, I assume. Saad is anything but trustworthy, and he's still very much a suspect himself. I can hardly claim that his testimony is beyond reproach. A no, then. I thought as much. Yes, I did, Helmut. Yes. It figures that he already knew who our witness is.
What were you doing between 8 and 10 a.m. yesterday morning, Mr. Canis?
During the show, you mean? I was here, ensconced in the humble surroundings. I have developed a passion for wood carving, you see. An obsession, even. I was engrossed in it all morning.
And you have permission to engage in such a hobby? I can't believe someone would actually let you.
The warden and I have an understanding.
An understanding? That's ridiculous. This man shouldn't be allowed 1, let alone 5 chisels. They're nothing but lethal weapons in his hand.
I was carving Buddhist pieces at first, but by the 674th, my interest had begun to wane.
Whoa, that must have taken forever.
Time is all I have, child. In any case, my focus has now shifted to pieces such as these.
I didn't know you played chess.
You play too, do you not, prosecutor? Perhaps one day you might indulge me. Though you may find my game rather rudimentary, I only began after my arrival here, I'm afraid.
What's that piece? A dog with 3 heads.
Ah yes, the dogs of war. You must forgive my little joke. Chess is, after all, a game of war. Soldiers, knights, castles, all doing their utmost to protect the king, all loyal to the last. I've always thought it strange that such a game has no place for a dog. After all, what more loyal weapon could an army call upon? Still, simply a piece I made for fun. Fear not, I play by the regular rules, and with the regular pieces.
I can't imagine it's easy finding opponents to play here in prison, though.
Oh, I have my correspondence.
Correspondence chess, then? Sharing moves by post.
Yes, even prisoners are allowed to send and receive letters. Their contents are inspected, of course. Although I have yet to receive the details of my current opponent's next move.
Sounds like this current opponent isn't a resident here.
No, it does. It does not.
I suppose you know the identity of the deceased, Mr. Canis?
His name was Bronco Knight, was it not? Poor unfortunate soul.
You keep your ear to the ground.
My ears are all I have, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why am I not surprised that he's plugged into the prison's information network? Perhaps he was
not so unfortunate after all.
What do you mean?
Mr. Knight's crime was a grave one. A crime for which he would have been made to pay dearly anyway. The attempted assassination of a president. That is no small matter.
Attempted assassination?
Wait, Mr. Edgeworth, didn't Mr. Knight?
Yes, we proved that he murdered his team leader and that there was no attempt on the president's life. Could it be? Are they attempting to cover up President Wang's fake assassination scheme?
Whoa there, cowboy. You're saying the Bronxster didn't actually have a pop at the Prez? I was hired to defend him on the charge of attempted murder.
You mean you don't know what really happened? So what, they just blamed the whole assassination thing on Mr. Knight?
It would explain why the committee was so keen to get involved.
Of course! They took you off the case to try to keep you away and swapped in the wiener kit.
And swapped in that wiener kid to push through an attempted murder charge.
In other words, they're trying to cover up the truth.
So they really were trying to frame him. According to the guards, this Knight, was it? They tell me he was violently insistent that he had attempted no assassination.
Which would have come out anyway when the case went to trial.
I'm no expert in legal matters, but allow me to say this one thing. I know for certainty that he would not have been the first inmate imprisoned on false pretenses. An uncomfortable fact, but a fact nonetheless. Yes, Helmut. Yes, it is. Yes. The courtroom is not always the bastion of truth you believe it to be, Mr. Edgeworth.
No bastion of truth, huh? I've heard something to that effect before. Yes, from a certain Interpol agent who doesn't have much faith in prosecutors.
You're not twisting the truth behind those closed courtroom doors, too, are you? Fueled by that kind of thinking, is it any wonder that courts produce nothing but falsities and lies? Sorry, but the truth doesn't need the likes of you to distort it today.
I never was able to fully dispel his mistrust of prosecutors.
Even Helmut understands. Don't you, Helmut? Yes, you do. The truth's revealed in court, and your deductions. It's dangerous to trust either implicitly. But I am not bitter. You're not the first to make me a subject of unfounded suspicions in recent days. In fact, I was visited by another prosecutor only yesterday. He was accompanied by a judge. They even dragged the warden along, her distaste for me lingering unspoken in the air.
Not those two again. Prosecutor Winner and Judge Gavell.
They went over my cell with a fine-tooth comb, but they left empty-handed. They were looking for the murder weapon, I believe, to no avail. But I mustn't take it personally. Rumor has it they searched every cell in the prison. Still failed to find what they were looking for. I pray they weren't too disappointed. Well, that posed more questions than it answered. What do we do now?
Todd's testimony is flimsy at best. I'll need more proper evidence if I want to take Canis on.
Well, I think that's quite enough chit-chat for one day. Helmut will show you out. Good boy, Helmut. Go on now. He's not showing us out permanently, right?
Let's get out of here. Come on. Until next time, Mr. Canis.
It does pain me that our brief time must end, just as we were becoming reacquainted. I await your return, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, where is he? Damn, he really split. That's funny as fuck. That's been dodging us this whole time. Knight's body was found in one of the prison workshops, but he was presumably being detained in one of the detention center's holding cells. Right, so how did he get there? But, what about Mr. Fender? Exactly.
I've just about had it.
Who's that?
Warden Lagarde? She must have come from the corridor marked no entry. He's still not talking, ma'am? Even with the evidence you borrowed from the precinct?
No, and I've tried so many times I've lost count. What am I supposed to do? I can't send a blank report.
I guess a killer for hire was always going to be a tough nut to crack. A killer for hire?
Oh,
I couldn't help overhearing, Warden Lagarde, but were you just talking about Bodhidharma Canis?
my, you were listening? How very gauche of you. A girl's privacy is her armor, you know.
Do you normally conduct interrogations of the man yourself?
Oh, it's not just him, darling. I try to have the occasional tete-a-tete with everyone, you see. That's what it means to be a member of the family in this little home of ours. There isn't a person who hasn't made the pilgrimage to my office at least once.
Your office?
How sweet. He's angling for an invite. Well, I suppose it is the hottest ticket in town. It's down this corridor here, darling, but FYI, I don't just let anybody wander in willy-nilly.
Let's see, that would put it right around here.
It's a wonderful room, if I do say so myself. All my guests rave about it. And who wouldn't want a view of my fabulous garden in the yard? Ooh la la! The yard? If it's anything like the rest of the place, it's probably full of adorable animals, right? Can I see? Oh, darling, it's so sweet of you to take an interest, but I'm afraid that's not possible. Why not? Because you're not a member of our home. If you want to see it that badly, you'll just have to get convicted for something unspeakable.
That's a rather steep price to pay.
Oh, but just listen to me chattering away like there's no tomorrow. It's time for Allie's lunchy brunch. The poor dear will be dying.
Allie?
The sweetest little deer in all the world. I know I shouldn't have favorites, but you know how it is. Now to the yard with me. Ciao for now, darlings.
I wanted to ask her more about Canis, but she dominated that conversation from start to finish. Let's go investigate the victim's cell, shall we?
Okay. Then it's right, because this is just like a very recently after that last case. Bum, 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 bum. All right, I'm gonna pause it here for today, and we will continue this tomorrow. Ba-da-da-da. Yeah, we'll save again. Why not? It certainly can't hurt. All right, but yeah, we'll leave it here. I appreciate y'all so much for being here. I hope you had some fun. I will see you tomorrow. We will continue some more investigations and get to the bottom of this, because there is a conspiracy afoot. Until then, peace.
I've been waiting, anticipating. This could finally be the end. Life's degrading, hope is fading. I could really use a friend. got way too drunk. We said this is too fun, we can never go back to that. I miss the nights when I could feel young, thinking I was so strong. Now my light is faded like an old tap. Someone tell me this is not the best we're gonna get, 'cause I can't keep on living life with nothing but regret. This life is meant to be lived, but I can't afford it. They don't